Hello, good day and welcome. I'm Timotab and today I'm going to solve Sneaking Around by EPH. If you would like to try solving this puzzle for yourself, it'll be the first link in the description. Let's look through the rules. Standard Sudoku rules apply. So every row, every column, and every 3x3 box must contain the digits 1 to 9 once each. Digits in cages sum to the number in the upper left corner of the cage. So those two digits add up to 7, those three add up to 8. The green lines are whisper lines, German whisper lines. Digits in consecutive cells along the line must differ by at least 5. So if this were a 3, for example, this would have to be an 8 or a 9 in order to be at least 5 away from it. Okay, that's the rules. I'm going to restart the puzzle to reset the timer. And let's begin. Alright, let us talk about some secrets of German whisper lines. So first of all, you cannot put a 5 on a German whispers line because the adjacent digit would have to be either 0 or less or 10 or more, and those aren't valid Sudoku digits. Next, 4s and 6s are difficult to place on a German whispers line because if you place one where the two adjacent digits can see each other, they would both have to be the same digit. So if that were 4, those would both have to be 9s, which breaks the rules of Sudoku. You can, however, place a 4 or a 6 where the two adjacent digits don't see each other. Okay. So that means that on a German whispers line, we get high digits and low digits, and they alternate. So high digits are ones above 5 and low digits are ones below 5. If we made this as high as 9, then this would have to be at most a 4 in order to remain at least 5 away from it. So that would then be on the low side. What I'm going to do, therefore, is because we know that they alternate in high and low, I'm going to colour these digits. And I don't yet know whether red is high and green is low, but I do know that they are opposites. Actually, I'm going to change the green to yellow because I believe that might be a bit more colorblind friendly. Does that... Now, I don't want to color this line just yet because I don't know how it's going to relate to the red and yellow. But I do have 3 yellows on here, so out of those I've only got 1 more yellow. But I can easily do that. That's not super helpful right now. Okay, let's talk about another secret, a secret of Sudoku. Because the digits 1 to 9 must fill a row, a column, or a box, then the sum of those digits must be 45. Because if you add all the digits 1 through 9, that's what you get, it's 45. Now, these 3 sum to 8, these 2 sum to 9, so that is 17, and 45 minus 17 leaves us with 28. So these 4 digits sum to 28. Well, 30 is the maximum you can put in 4 digits, so that would be 6, 7, 8 and 9. So that would be, we could have 4, 7, 8 and 9, or 5, 6, 8 and 9. So 8 and 9 definitely go into those cells. Is that useful? Doesn't feel like it right now. Okay. Yes, here we go. Because I can't place a 5 on a German whisper line, one of those two must be a 5. And somehow I forgot to colour that cell. That should be yellow. That must be a 5. That means that there are 2 ways to make 8 in 3 cells, 1, 2, 5 and 1, 3, 4. If I can't put a 5 in it, this must be 1, 3, 4. If I can't put a 5 into my 9 cage, then, because that's here, and in fact I can't put a 1 or a 3 or a 4 in it, this must be 2 and 7. These are all low. I'm going to colour low blue, but what that does mean is that these 2 digits are both high, because they cannot be low. So red, I am going to switch out for orange, because that's warm and high. Yellow, I'm going to switch out for blue, and we can colour this line now. Okay. This must be one of each. Right, we have a 5 in here. I'm going to colour 5s purple, or pink, depending on how you see it, just to make colouring easier, because, so I know that this is a high and a low, so I've used all of my low digits in the box, so this must be a 5 or high. I've got a high and a low here, so this must be a 5 and a high. Okay, feel like I've made some reasonably good progress. Let's see what else I can colour. Okay, I've got 4 low digits in the row. That can't be a 5, that must be high. That means I can colour the rest of the line. That gives me 4 blue digits, so that is 5 or high. Oh, but it can't be a 5 because the 5 is at the bottom. So that's a high digit. Let's see where else we can go. Okay, that is either 5 or high. I can't have a high digit that is an adjacent digit to a low digit. Consecutive, I mean. Okay. This digit here cannot be low. That's 5 or high. Is that all the colouring I can do for now? I feel like there's something going on with this 7. So if it's, so it could be 1, 6, which would be a low and a high. It could be 2, 5, which would be a low and a 5, or it could be 3, 4, which would be 2 low digits. If it were 3, 4, that would have to be high. Oh, that's not going to work. Okay, if this were 2 low digits, because of the row, those would have to be high, and then those 3 would have to be low. So I've got too many in the box. So it's not 3, 4, so it's 1, 5, or 1, 6 or 2, 5. Okay, where do I look next? Shall I start filling in some digits? Well, that's a 2. So that can't be a 4. So 4 is in one of those 2. 9 is in one of those 2. Six can't go on the line. So that's a 5, 6 pair. That's an 8, 9 pair. That's from 1 or 3. That's 1, 3 or 4. Ooh. Okay, I can remove that corner mark and that corner mark. Oh. That'd be 4, 9, 8 and a 1, 3 pair. Okay. Where does 4 go along this row? It can't go there because it sees those 2. It can't go there because it sees those 2. It can't go there because it sees those 2. So that's a 4. That makes that a 9. That's an 8. That is not a 4. That is a 4, and that's a 9. That has to be a 2. That can't be a 6, but I still need a 6 in the column, so that is a 5, 6 pair. That's not a 7, so that's an 8. So that's a 7. That has to be a 1 to be at least 5 away. That makes that a 3. Ah, there we go. See, I'm going to mark that up. Ah, there we go. That's got my colouring done. Okay. I need to put a 6 on this row. That can't be a 6. That can't be a 6. So that could be, but we know it's a higher 6. So that is a 5 or a 6. So that's an 8, 9 pair. Those are from 1, 2, and 3. This is from 7, 8, or 9 and is high. That's an 8, 9 pair. These digits are from 5, 6, and 7. I'm not going to colour those just yet. this 17, I'm not entirely sure what to do with that yet. That can't be 6, so that's from 7, 8 or 9. That can't be a 4, so that's 1, 2 or 3. That could be a 4. Right, I've still potentially got another high digit in here, but I've definitely got 2 more low digits to go in here, but I can't quite see where to restrict them. Alright, this is a 5 or high. Ah, no it's not, it's definitely high, because if this were a 5, that would make this high. If this were a 6, that couldn't be a 5 because it would force that to be a 6. So that's a high digit. Does that help any? Got 3 low digits in the row. Well, that has to be a 1 because it's not a 2 or 3 and it can't be a 4. I've got a 1 in one of those two. Let's see. Got 3 low digits in this row. It could be a 4th low digit. Those could be low. Yeah, I can still fit 3 low digits on this line. Can I fit 3 high digits? Yes, easily. Alright, what am I missing? Well, that can't be a 6. And it can't be a 7. Because of the 3, so that is an 8 or a 9, but it can't be an 8. So that is a 9. That is an 8. That's useful, I think. That places an 8 in one of those 3. This digit, well, that's an 8 by the fact that it's not a 9. So that's a 7 or a 9 now. That makes that a 7, which makes that a 2. That's not a 2. That's a 9 by sudoku, which makes that a 6 or an 8, both of which it can still be. Okay, this 17 does not have a 9 in it. So, if I have an 8, then the remaining 2 digits add up to 9, which is plenty of options. It doesn't feel very restricted at all. And if that's not an 8, then it's lower than 8, and I have even more freedom for those digits. Okay, these digits here must be, here we go. If that were a low digit, because of the 1, 2, 3 in the row, it would have to be a 4. It cannot be a 4 because it sees both of its neighbours. So that is a high digit, which cannot be a 6 because it also sees both of its neighbours. It also sees 8 and 9 in the row, so that is a 7. And high, that's a 1-2 pair, and in fact we can see which way around that goes. Those are low, those are low, those are high. Okay, that one makes that a 3 and that a 1. This is not 7 or 8, it could be 6 still, or a 9. Okay. So these 3 digits are 4, 5, and 6. Is that helpful? Not quite sure how yet. Okay. Right. That is, here we go. That sees 6 and 8, sorry, it sees 7 and 8 in row and column. And it can't be a 6 because that would need 2 ones either side of it, so that must be a 9. That makes that 6. That makes that a 1. That makes that a 5 and is not high. That makes that a 6 and is not a 5. This is now 2, 3, or 4. All of those are valid. Right. That is not a 1. That can still be a 7. No, it can't because of that 7 in the column. Or it can't be a 9 either. That's an 8. So that is not a 4. Okay. That could still be low if it's a 4, but that would make that a 9, which it cannot be. So that must be high. These are low. That is not a 1, and it can't be a 4, so that's a 2 or 3. That gives me a 2, 3 pair. That makes that a 1. That makes that a 4. That is not a 4, and it is not a 2, so that is a 1 or a 3. So, 7 can't go in this column, must go in one of these 2 cells. I don't know which one yet, but either way round, that can't be a 3 anymore. So that's a 2, which makes this 3. And that removes the 2, 5 option from there. That's a 1, 6, that's a 3. That removes a 6 from here. And now I definitely have a 7 in here, so I need 2 digits that add to 10. In fact, I've got a 2 in here because of the 2's by Sudoku, so that's 7 plus 2 plus 8, that makes 17. Let's remove the corner marks. Let's remove those. Okay, I'm back because Siri decided to talk, so I've just edited that tiny little bit out. I apologise for that, and let's carry on. Alright, so this is an 8 or a 9, which it still can be. Neither of those can be 6s, so they are 7, 8 or 9. That can't be a 4. That's a 4. That's low. That's a 5. This is an high digit. That's an 8 or a 9. Oh, and the 8 in the box means that's a 9. That's an 8. That's a 7, 9 pair. Where do I look next? This has to be 4 or 5 to complete the column. So that is a 6, making that an 8. That's a 6. Sorry, that's not a 6. One of these digits is a 3, but it's not that one. So that's a 3. And that is from 4, 5 or 6. Okay. I now have a 3 here or here in this box by Sudoku. And that means that I've got a 3 here or here and a 3 here or here. So where does 3 go in this row? It can't go here anymore, so it must go here. It's the only place left for it. So this must be a 4 and a 5 to complete the column. So that's a 5, that's a 4. That's now the only place for a 4 in the row. That is not an 8. That gives me the 2, 7 pair in the row, which is what we would expect. What else can I spot? This 1 makes this a 6, and this 1, which resolves my 3 and 1 here. This 8 resolves the 8 and the 9. And this is a 7, making that a 5, 6 pair, which I will mark up like that. We've got a 7, 9 here, so where does 4 go in this row? It must go right there. That makes that a 5 or a 6. So these two digits are 2 and 7, which I don't think I can resolve just yet. That does give me a 2, 7 pair in the row, so that's 8. Okay. Must be nearly done. I must be nearly done. What am I missing? Right. I'm going to use the Sven's super awesome double clicking on a digit to see where all those digits are. So that's made that nice and easy. That's a 3 and a 1, which makes that a 3. That leaves me with these two digits being 5 and 6. But that's not a 5, so that's a 6. That's a 5, which makes that a 6. That's a 5. That's the 6. That's a 5. That's a 4. That's a 5. That's a 4. And that's a 6. Right, this is a 2 or a 7 by the row. So this digit must be the remaining 5. And this, well, that 5 makes that a 6. And that a 5. That is 2, 7, or 9. Right, and how do I resolve those? Here we go. It is German Whisper. That can't be a 7 because it's adjacent to a 3, so that is a 9. That makes that 7. That makes that 7. That's 2. That's 9. That's 2. That is 7. That is 2. That is 7. This 8 needs to be coloured in orange, and this needs to be blue and 2 and orange and 7. And that's not the answer. Unless I turned off. Nope, I mistyped. That's a 2. There we go. That was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that EPH. Thank you very much for creating it. Yep, it wasn't terribly difficult. It was just working through the options of high and low digits, pretty much. And in particular, spotting that there couldn't be a 5 in this 8 cage, I think, was what gave me a significant breakthrough. And then that meant those were 3 low digits, which resolved the how to colour these 2 lines. Yep, no, I really enjoyed that. Thank you very much for making it, as I said. If you liked this solve, then please hit the like button, subscribe to see some more, and I would love to hear your comments, including how long this took you if you decided to solve it. I'm looking forward to next time. Be seeing you.